Okay, got it.
So today, our conversation, we have Alex, the founder, the CEO, the creator of the first DAO NFT magazine in the UK. I'm really happy to have this conversation. One thing we don't talk about enough lately is the NFTs. And I don't mean like in general, but I mean like in what we were doing. Everybody wants to talk about AI, everybody wants to talk AR, the VR space, but blockchain, cryptocurrency, NFTs, DAOs are a fundamental part of what is going to be the metaverse in the future, what's going to be the Web3 space. And that's why I'm actually very happy to talk to you. Um, and see what you can tell us today about why NFTs, about yourself, and yeah. So introduce yourself, Alex, to everybody. Talk a little bit more, and
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. First of all, thank you for having me in your podcast. Congratulations for the initiative. This is what I always say. The wish becomes the dreams become action, and action becomes fact, reality. Yeah. So congratulations for this very good start. As for myself, at my core, I'm a fashion photographer. This is what I do for almost 13 years so far. I had a global photography exhibition in many countries. I used to work with all the big celebrities from Hollywood, big names. And this is what I've done as a very obsessed person. And I still do it, and I will do it until I die, because photography is, on top of my priorities, because that's what I love. That's what I am, actually. And this is how my identity was being built. So again, I have 13 years since I started fashion photography. But I have 8 years since I moved in London. I moved here because I found this place being one filled with creatives, one with people that are like-minded, like myself. And I also love the city. I love the magic of London, if you want, because the buildings, the history, whatever happens here, the meetings that we have, and so on, and also many different great places to shoot. And again, I've traveled the whole world, from, I don't know, America to Dubai to everywhere in Europe and so on. But whenever I come to London, whenever I came to London, I felt that I'm home. And this was something that made me move here. But when I moved here, I had a couple of options to go and get a job as a photographer. Again, I'm coming from Romania. We are a city on the map, but we are not that country and big city on the map. So it was a bit difficult for me at the beginning. So the options that they gave me here, the life actually gave me when I came in London, were to either find an agency, get a job, where obviously coming in a city like London, you have a lot of competition, a lot of, many great people from all over the world are coming here for the same thing, yeah, to be the best, to become number one in their field, in the industry. So I then stopped a bit, and I was trying to visualize in time, because again, life comes from zero and it goes to one, yeah, or to 100 for those who can live that much. So time is passing anyway. No matter what we do, good things, bad things, we do something, we don't do something, time will pass. So my point in that moment was, okay, if I work as a photographer in an agency, I might be able to work with the best ones, and I might be able to have a good life, but not really, because again, I'm coming from East Europe. I'm still nobody here, even though I've done great things in my country. I'm taking it from zero. So I was thinking in that one, but what if I build my own magazine? Because if I build my own magazine, I know it's going to be hard, but I'm a hardworking person and I love working, especially when I believe in something and I do it, for a higher purpose that I again believe in. And this is how it started. And I was like, okay, I'm going to develop my own magazine, my own publication, which 2 years later, after the idea came, I launched British Thoughts magazine. And I call it Thoughts because everything we have in this world, even the couch you're sitting on, even these things around here, were some ideas that someone had before building them, before creating them, before putting the action and transposing those ideas into reality. And that was the purpose of the magazine at the beginning. And then the magazine started to grow. We started working with, again, big names, great celebrities, great people. We started making some progress in like 5-6 years of work, also some money. I understood the principles that are very important behind becoming an entrepreneur, if you want, and giving real value in the marketplace so you can actually become someone that it's worthy. Because at the end of the day, whenever we buy something, we buy that thing because it helps us, it gives us value. I'm buying the glasses because I can't see, it helps me. I'm buying the phone because I need it, it helps me. The pen, I need it, it helps me, and so on. So the purpose that I understood was, okay, how can we give more value to people? Because if we succeed to help many people, then we obviously help ourselves anyway. And this is exactly what happened. Things started working great. We started distributing the magazine. We had some people with whom we worked. We've built the teams. We've done the work that you must do so you have a business, what we call a business, a company, a functional one. But then, because my brother is a stock trader, and he was more into this tech geek side of the world. Again, I'm the artist, if you want. So through him, I understood around 2016, I think I understood the word that was blockchain. And then it sounds interesting. I was like, blockchain, okay, it sounds great. And he started explaining me, do you know what blockchain is and how it works? And I was like, no, but I'm the kind of person that I like to study. I like to do some research and to understand a bit. And I've done the research. I saw, okay, blockchain, this is interesting. Transparency, public ledger, okay, so everybody can have access. It will be decentralized. Decentralization, meaning that this is a system supported by PCs around the world, by the network, so can't be destroyed. Okay, brilliant. That's it. That's where it stopped. Then later on, because you will definitely ask me about NFTs, right? Okay, what is the connection with NFTs? So we reach the purpose that matters. And later on, I think around 2020 something, 20 at the end, November or 21, a friend of mine told me, hey bro, have you heard about NFTs? Because I know you're a fashion photographer, you're an artist, so now you will be able to crypt your files when you put them online. And I was like, no, to be honest, I haven't heard about NFTs. And because you know me, I'm with my magazine, I'm busy with the teams, whatever we do, it's a lifestyle publication. He said, okay, but you should have a bit of focus here because you can actually make a lot of money. I started flipping NFTs, flipping. I was like, okay, flipping. I don't understand that either. Then he started explaining me a bit and he said, okay, don't forget to have a look when you have time. I was like, yeah, okay, I will have a look. But obviously, I said it, I never did it. Like most of us, unfortunately, because we receive too much information sometimes, and sometimes we don't take every single information as being a very important or serious one. A couple of months later, when the hype started, and when if you remember, it was crazy with NFTs at the very beginning. The same friend came back and said, "Bro, have you done some research on the NFTs? I told you many months ago." I was like, "Oh fuck, bro, no, I forgot, to be honest. Sorry, but I will have a look because I'm busy with what I'm doing." And say, "Bro, I've done almost 500,000, 500K by flipping NFTs and investing." I was like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, I've done almost 500,000. 500,000? Are you crazy, Sam? I want to know. Please tell me more. I'm interested right now, obviously." And he started explaining me how it works, like how you buy, when you sell, when you did it, this and that, but in big lines. Then I started investing myself and I lost. I still have those NFTs, beautiful images, but that's it. Nice JPEGs, like most of the people. I invested like almost $30,000 in that moment, and I lost all of them because, or at least I hope I did not lost all of them, because maybe something might happen with those NFTs in the future, which I don't believe at this point. But I lost the money. I lost all those money, and it was very annoying because not all those money were my money, were money from friends, from family, from so on. So it's like, okay. And they were asking me, okay, we invested in those NFTs. What happened there? I was like, yeah, I think we have to wait a bit more. It's not working and these kind of things. But then after a period of time, because I felt so annoyed. So obviously we don't like to lose, especially when we lose so much money, right? But it was my decision. I assumed that, okay, if I lose, I lose. It's normal, especially in this weird world, which is, crypto and NFTs. And then what happened is that I became very, very analytic, and I started to understand a bit more, okay, what makes the difference between a good project and a bad one? How do you, I don't know, separate the good from the bad? Then I started to understand the ERC 721 protocol and how the smart contract works. I started to understand coding, so I understand the functionalities of it. I started to understand, okay, what is utility? How do you give value to an NFT? Why people are making so many? Why people are making less NFTs? Many things. And then I understood. Then I started flipping NFTs. I started to make some money back. And I was like, okay, so these are the principles that are actually making some NFTs good and some NFTs bad. And the NFTist, yeah, how everything started. I was one day in the office with the team, and we were searching on Google new NFT projects in which to invest, because now we were making money. Now everything was okay. Let's say back, we got some knowledge. Okay, let's make some money. Let's make some moves. And we were at the office, and I had an awareness moment. I was like, guys, do you know what we're doing right now? We are on the PC searching NFT projects in which to put money, but we're searching on Google. That's completely wrong, because Google is a search engine, and on Google you have ads, you can buy socks, you can buy all the crap you can imagine, because Google is not a trusted space from where to get curated information and proper information from people with knowledge. Because obviously, right, based on the information that you have in your mind, you're taking decisions. So the information that comes into your head is very important, because you can take bad decisions or good decisions. And in the end, this is what makes the difference between a good life or a bad one. And I was like, okay, let's make a deep search. Let's see if everybody does the same thing. And again, this was at the beginning. And I was like, okay, everybody does the same thing. Most of the people are searching on Google, like we do right now. And from Google, you are redirected to Discord, Telegram, Instagram, websites, to everywhere. So you lose a lot of time. And until you understand, how important is the information that you receive, and until you understand how to decide where to invest and to get information, you lose a lot of time, and you actually lose also money. And this was the moment when we decided, again, me coming from many years of being in the publishing industry, I was like, we have so many problems in the media industries, in the Web2 media way, like problems from people hate advertising. Nobody wants advertising anymore in any form. People hate the fact that they are being sold something. Everybody wants to sell something. So it's not a problem, because the economy should work, things should function. But it's a problem when you are only trying to sell me something, but you don't give me value at all, like most of the Web2 media is doing. And there are problems like, for example, if you're watching, that's why we're a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, and people can vote. Because in the classic system of Web2, you have a leading team, a founding team of a company. To give you an example, I'm saying BBC, So you have a leading team behind BBC, and they decide what kind of content you will see tomorrow on TV. You just open the TV, but you don't know what you're going to see. They decide, okay, what kind of content we put out there tomorrow based on the audience, so we make more audience. So they don't think about the community as bringing value to people. They can actually sell a lot of negative things, and most of the things are not useful for us as humans in reality. And that's Web2. And then I was like, okay, but if we could see it from the opposite perspective, instead of having the leading team here, you have the community becoming the leader of the company, that would be beautiful. Because the way I saw it was like how it would be if we can have a voting system and the community can decide what kind of content should we produce for them in the next period. And like this, you help them. because what happens here is that instead of you thinking what kind of content to give them based on metrics and numbers or whatever you want to sell, let them decide. Okay, because if they decide, that content will be also useful for them, valuable for them, they will be happy and satisfied. And obviously, a happy customer will also be helpful, be grateful to help you to grow. So they will help you to spread the word, do the marketing. Like, I found a great place. They're actually not selling me crap. They helped me, so come here. And like this, by helping them, because they decide, the community will decide what kind of content, and we work for them to produce what they need, they will help us spread the news. And like this, it's a big plus. But more than that, I came up with some other ideas like sharing revenue and, you know, giving back as much as possible, things that were not possible in the past. And this is where we implemented the NFT collection that is called the NFTist. So basically, that's the path through the ecosystem that we're building. Because now we have a live event in September at, again, the royal house of Princess Diana, the palace where Princess Diana lived. That's where we're going to have the first live event, and we're going to have some great people coming there to share knowledge and value. Yeah, these people, before bringing them, we make sure that they know what they're talking about, because again, in everything that we build here, the value of our NFTist project is knowledge, quality knowledge, because again, that's the most important thing. So we provide a tool for people. We want to become the platform and the tool for people to get access and have everything they need in one place, like a Wikipedia of NFTs. That's why we call it the NFTist. Like you'd say the economist, the musician, the fashion. It's the NFTist, is the person in the industry. So we wanted to make sure that in one go, you have everything you need. You have the live event where you can actually go and network with people from the industry that are super high valuable. And not only developers, investors, you know, we will bring them together in a live event. We also have the platform, and on the platform we have news, analysis, strategies, and these kind of useful things that are important, so you understand exactly how it works, why it doesn't work, because the do not, it's also important. But we also have a podcast. And the podcast is not a 2-hour podcast. It's a 10-20 minutes podcast, like a Q&A. And in those 10-20 minutes, we ask leaders from the industry questions, and they just simply reply from their experience. Because obviously, if I want to play football, and if I go to Lionel Messi or big football players, be sure that they are able to provide quality information because of their experience, because of their achievements. This is the main purpose of the podcast as well. So we have live things where people can actually meet and network. We have written content. We have audio content where people can listen, and video content. We cover everything the media wants to cover. But more than that, we also give access to people to an ecosystem, so they get to be on the other side. They're not the community. They are the leaders of what we do, because we're a DAO. So it is really important. And I believe that the whole world will shift into this kind of business models. Thanks God I'm creative. For me, it's good because I'm very creative, and I can create business models. I can visualize things, and I can do them because I love action also. But I believe that in the next future, Netflix, YouTube, big companies that are now functional based on content and on basic business models like subscription models. What does Netflix? You pay a monthly fee, they give you username and password, and you access that platform. That's it. That's where everything finishes. But what happens if you watch Netflix only 3 days, but you have paid? The rest, until the end of the month, it's a waste. In our system, you will have the pass, which is the NFT. And with the NFT, you log in on the platform because it has a login, Web3 login system. You log in using MetaMask. So you access the locked content. Yeah, that is only for holders. With the same NFT, you come at the live event. So that's a ticket. You access the live event by having the NFT. But we will also have the launchpad. And on the launchpad, we will place NFT projects that are the seed phase. So with the same NFT, you will have access to security, safe investments, where you can actually be sure that you're not investing in crap projects, because we're checking them before placing them on the launchpad. We're doing an audit. Who's the team behind? What's the project? Have you done some things? You know, the audit stuff. So the thing here is that you have the NFT, you can benefit of everything that we're creating there, with the ecosystem, but you will be able also to sell the NFT at any moment. When in the Web2 world, you won't be able ever to sell the username and password from Netflix because that's not doable. And there's no super high demand from that because they keep on producing as many as they want. When here, we have a limited number of access tickets, if you want, like NFTs. Yeah.
That's great story. That was a lot, and like obviously I had like a lot of questions to process through everything you just said, because like I would have a thought and then you would move on to something else, and then I'd have like another question, because there's like so much information. But I guess in keeping with the podcast, in order not to like spread out, on your website you have a really good table already of your comparison, which you're doing for different NFT collections.
Yeah.
Is it only like JPEG picturesque NFT collections which you're doing right now? Because NFTs.
No, please.
Yeah, well, what I was trying to say, and also I wanted to link it back to fashion, because, well, digital Web3 fashion is also based mostly on NFT projects. So, like the skins, the clothes which digital avatars buy, it's all NFTs as well, which Adidas is doing, which other fashion brands are doing. That's NFTs. And now we're also having this new trend of connecting real world assets with a digital NFT. Is it all something you talk about on your platform? Is it all you're all tracking there and have this information about it on the NFT?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The main purpose of the platform is education, information, analysis, and strategies. So basically, you have everything from A to Z to understand and also to decide, to take action. Because in this world, without thinking before, planning, and taking action, nothing ever will happen. So we cannot, it doesn't matter, recession, no recession, money, no money. If you would go back 200 years ago, today we are very good, yeah, comparing to 200 years ago. So it does not matter where you are. There are the simple principles. Think before, plan, and act. With these three things, you don't depend on money, you don't depend on nobody. You just depend on us as humans and people and putting things at work. Now, regarding your question, I do believe that in the very next future, we will see a metaverse. We are also building our own city called the City of the NFTs. But you will see a metaverse at a global scale. Right now, you and me, we have a Zoom watching a screen, a 2D screen, yeah? In the metaverse, the beauty is that you will be able to be there. I'm going to be here. We can put the VR glasses on, and we will be in a world that can look how we want to look, like an office, like whatever, whenever we want to meet. That's beautiful. And we can also change the same conversation and have the same information out there. In the metaverse, everything you have around there, like I have here, I have this one, the books, the laptop, everything I have here is an asset. You cannot take my laptop because I will tell you, hey, Ivan, I have a receipt, it's mine. You cannot take this one because I will tell you, I have paid for it, it's mine. My books are mine, I have the receipt. The receipt is the proof that I own the assets, yeah? In a digital world, the receipt is the NFT. NFT stands as non-fungible token. That token is a smart contract. That is like an encryption to a digital asset. So basically, when you convert a digital file into an NFT, the blockchain and the internet itself, especially in the metaverse, will recognize that you own or somebody owns that piece once you have it in your wallet, yeah? So in the metaverse, everything you will see inside there, it is going to be the environment, like in a game. In a game, you have cars, you have everything that you have in the real world is in a game. Guns, clothes, everything, right? Let's take GTA, for example. Now you will be able to be part of the game because you will put the glasses on and you will not play on the PC, you will be in the game. Inside there, all those things will be tradable. You can buy, you can sell, you can buy, you can sell. But for the metaverse, for the internet and the blockchain to understand which one owns what, must be encrypted, must have an ownership certificate, equal an NFT. So NFTs will be digital assets, are already, that will be traded globally, easier in the metaverse. That's what it is. That's why from now onwards, you will see most of the, the mainstream companies, from fashion, from food, from cars, from whatever, every watches, everything we have in the real world will go there. Why? Are you using e-commerce today? You're buying things from online? Obviously, we all use Amazon. How many e-commerce stores we have, right? You buy it online, you pay by card, you receive it at the door in the real world. It is going to be the same, but you're not going to buy it through the screen. You will put the glasses and you will see it. Wow, that's a beautiful trip. Oh, I want to be in France. Oh, I'm in France. I want to be in Italy. I'm in Italy. And you can see it, you can feel it different. That's triggering your emotions to buy it quicker. Because we as humans, yeah, that's a big rule of sales. We buy based on emotions. Whenever we buy something, we buy because, oh, I love that phone. It's an emotion, the way it feels, the way it looks like. I love those clothes. I love that car. I love that house. I would love to be in, I don't know, on a beach. Yeah. So that's an emotion, an emotional state. And that's when you buy. On a 2D screen, you buy based on emotions. But imagine being there and seeing you inside the car. Then you will have more emotions to buy faster, quicker, and more. So basically, what the metaverse will do is to enable a global trade in a faster way, like never before. And I'm 100% sure that what I'm saying, it is going to happen in like 5 to 10 years from now, maximum. And this is the place where you will be able to trade things and to use things, because those will be clothes, skin, whatever we will be, because we will have avatars and different kind of interpretation of things that we have in the real world. And those will be NFTs and tradable as well. So that's why I believe that NFTs will be huge. And you will see, this video will stand as proof. The time will pass, 10 years later, we will be very big, because imagine that what we create here is a huge database of everything someone needs to understand this world, the world of NFTs. And now it's still not mainstream. We have interviews on the street and we ask 10, 20 people, do you know about NFT? What are NFTs? I don't know. I never heard. So people still don't know. And 10, 15 years later, maximum, when everybody will use NFTs as a normal thing, like we use today, Instagram, like we use cards or whatever, this is how we're going to use crypto, NFT, and these kind of things. Because they're very secure, first of all. The second of all, it happens faster. Third thing is the only way to use it in that world that is coming anyway. We don't want it's coming, just like everything else happened around. So that's a fact. But yeah.
You just mentioned that you ask people on the street what are NFTs, and they have different sorts of responses. Some know, some don't. And I think NFTs is one of those unfortunate products which are heavily associated with scam.
Yeah.
And I think many people don't understand what it is. And because in 2021 and 2022, it was all about like Bored Apes.
Will be. Some people, some will remain there forever. Some will actually grow a lot. Just to let you know why is this difference? And from my point of view, not because I do it. The NFTs are misunderstood because people are focusing. Imagine layers. Yeah, this is the layer of what an NFT is, the technology. I hear people saying, I am going to create an NFT and sell it. You cannot create an NFT and sell it, because the NFT, non-fungible, that's the technology. Yeah, you can create and implement something in the technology, then to sell it. The layer is the technology, just like Bitcoin, just like other very good technologies that were not understood at the beginning. The technology is amazing. The way we use the technology, and these are the teams using the technology to create NFT projects, that's what makes the technology look great or bad. But of course, like when we had airplanes at the very beginning, back in the past, imagine how many pilots flew a bit and then flew a bit and then the airplane might be actually good and can be done better. But if the pilot is not great and does not understand the functionalities and everything, it won't work, right? So you will fall down. This is exactly what happens. Not sure if this is the right analogy, but you got the point. What I'm saying is the problem is not the NFT, not the technology. The problem is the leading team behind whatever they want to create based on that technology. So whenever you see more than 80, 90 projects in the NFT industry that are failing, are because of the bad management, because of people in the background of those projects that have no experience of business, entrepreneurship, building. When you want to build a big building, you won't be able to do it in 1 month, no matter how much money you have, no matter what you have. It takes time to build something. If we know today about Apple, this phone was not like this in the first day. If you remember, like everything else, the PC was not like this. We had a huge box and it could do 3 functions, right? Like everything else at the very beginning. The difference in general is the time that makes the difference between good projects and bad projects. And that's why I'm grateful for. We are still here after many years, like 2 years and something, I think. And still at the very beginning again, and still trying to understand more and build more and work more. And that's important. Because the way I saw it is not for 1 month, 3 months, let's make some money. No, how can we build the biggest thing in the world, in the industry? That's what I'm working for. That's the higher purpose for myself. When on the other hand, most of these projects that failed are exactly what happened at the beginning when we had internet and websites. How many websites?
I just had the same idea that like a lot of it has to do with
Imagine
like
how many websites, right? Imagine how many websites we had when the internet started. Everybody, I make a website, I say, and now if you would do some research and try to understand how many of those websites are still available, I don't even think we have 5 to 10% maximum from all those people that were trying to do something because they didn't took the time to understand a bit more. Not even myself. We had some problems at the beginning that we were facing, like most of the people, but I was a bit smarter in the idea that I want to build something that can actually work in the bear market, in the bull market, in the bear market, in the bull market. A media company, no matter what happens with the market, does not depend on the market. When you are in the bear market, we provide you with tools. How can you get out of the bear market? When you are in the bull market, the bear market, when you are in the bull market, we actually promote, okay, look how this person made to be like that or better or whatever. We take information from the good and from the bad, so we have continuity because again, we provide knowledge. And knowledge is good in the bad days, in the good days. It's not a moment when you just need knowledge. You need it every time. And again, plus action. But yeah, that's why I believe we have this bad mark on the industry, but it's not that what really matters, because when people are a bit clever and smarter, they do a research, because in the end, it doesn't matter that you have Apple, you have IBM, you have Microsoft, you have the greatest companies in the world. Behind these companies, we are humans, right? Behind Apple, there is a core team. Those are humans. Behind Microsoft, humans. Behind Coca-Cola, whatever you want, those are humans. What makes the difference is how much work they put, how great they think, and how much action they take. And that's the output, that's the outcome. And how much are they willing to sacrifice to still do it when the markets are bad, when things are not working. That's the difference. But it doesn't mean that the project, the technology, whatever the technology stands for is not good. That's, the bad thing is on the people that were actually managing projects bad, and they were not able to provide what they wanted to provide because they were doing roadmaps, a lot of talk, we will give this, we will give, and nothing happened. And obviously, that's why people were disappointed, because the promise never happened. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I believe.
Well, I think that happens in a lot of industries. When I worked in startups, like people are so focused on delivering pitches with those words like customer development and roadmaps, and the presentation is good, but
Yeah,
like then people don't really have the actual business know-how how to deliver all of it. They just made like a good picture and like practice something good to say to everybody, but and then they fail. And the same again happens again, as you said, with
you
the
know, it's
game. Just hype makes it grow big. Then people who are not involved think it's a scam. But again, it's a technology which is fundamentally changing again how digital assets will work.
the main principle that everybody forgets, or most of the people forget, is that whenever we want to build everything in this world, if you want to build a podcast, if I want to become a photographer, the best, if I want to build a company, if I want to build a building, if I want to create anything in this world, works based on the same principle like nature. You dig a hole in the ground, you put a seed, and then you put the ground back, and then you put water. You have to believe first that one day you will have a tree. Yeah, because now you have the seed in a hole. That's it. You only put a seed. So you only started. So you have to believe that one day you will have a tree and you will maybe eat apples. You never know. You just believe. That's your dream. I believe that one day will be this, will happen that. Yeah. You put the seed, you put water, then you put more water because you believe. Water equal work. You put more water every day, you wait, you pray, whatever. Someday or one day, you start to see something from the ground, something small. And you're like, that's the hope. Fuck yes, I see something. So it's going to work. Yeah. In the real world, that might be traction. You start to see the shape of whatever you're building, you're crafting. Yeah. And you're like, wow, it might happen actually. That's the hope. And then you start working a bit more because now you have a purpose. Yeah, you have something there, so you have to take care of that something because you want to see the tree. And then you work more, you wait more, you do, and that takes time. That takes time. And eventually, after you've been putting many, many hours of work, many days and nights of whatever, thinking, hoping, doing, eventually you have a tree. And suddenly you have the apples, you have the fruits for your work because you deserve it now. You've done the work, you've been patient, you've been working, and you believed. You never stopped. Was raining, you never stopped. Was windy, you never stopped. Was very cold, you never stopped. You were taking care of that. It's the same principle in everything. This phone wouldn't be able today if these guys would have stopped at the beginning. Nothing that we have today and is amazing. Bitcoin is not amazing today because it just started yesterday. We already have a super long period of time, and I don't even know how many meetings people had at the beginning trying to convince people Bitcoin is great, Bitcoin is great. Imagine, right? The same, but the NFTs right now at the beginning is at the seed. People like me, people like you, people like whoever knows that we will be developing things and working and believing because we understood might actually make a big difference in the long run. But again, I might not be sure, I might not be correct because I'm a human being as well. So it's just what I'm telling you after me doing 13 years of work and understanding that I have achieved something as a photographer, I have achieved something, as a publishing company because I started from the same principle that I'm actually telling you. So I do understand these basic principles. I always use them. It always worked. Some other people greater than me are doing the same thing and they tell me this is the only way and doing the work. That's why you get some white hair. Otherwise, you have to dig, you have to believe. But again, it's not overnight. I mean, people are like, yeah, I invested £2 here and I'm waiting to buy 2 Bitcoins and tomorrow I'm going to be the richest man in the world. Yeah. Congratulations. No, it's not that I would love the same thing. Imagine we would all love to have everything for free, but we wouldn't appreciate it. And it wouldn't be that magic because you will see now you are at the beginning with a podcast. 3 years later, it can be the biggest one. You will have the same. Never hope, work for.
Obviously, well as well, but like, you know, it's the dream.
Also, it's great also. But what I'm saying is that in that moment, you will look back and you will see, wow, this is how I started, and I've done this and this, and I never stopped. I was doing and doing it, and then it works. But again, from my point of view, everything works. The problem is that we give up because it's hard. Yeah.
So you mentioned it's a DAO community which you're building with
Yes.
NFT. How can people get involved with the NFTist if they want to?
To get involved in which sense? To be part of the community?
Yeah.
Well, there are two options. The first one is just watch what we do. You can use the platform we have. On the platform, we will have 70% of the content, good content, for free for everybody. 30% of the content will be master classes with leaders from the industry, some specific, strategies, analysis, articles done by specialists. Those people must be paid. We will have to pay for them, obviously. So to unlock the content on the platform, you will need to have the key. The key is the NFT in our case. So you can go on OpenSea or you can mint one on the platform right now. The NFT will unlock the content on the platform on every area for life. That's a guarantee. We will never, give other things. I don't like that. You have it once, will be useful forever. With the same NFT, you will come at live events and you will be able to access live events and network with developers, investors, VCs, people from the industry that we will, bring during the time. And we will also have the same NFT useful for the Launchpad. And that's, again, something important because people are able to use it on the Launchpad in those NFT projects that we will be placing there. And with the same NFT, they will have access to this city that we're building in the metaverse, the city of the NFTs, the same principle. They will be able to access the city. This is going to be a private city accessible only by the community. And the same NFT will be used as a voting system for the DAO. And that's it.
Okay, great. And as the last question, where can people find you and keep track of all the things which are happening right now?
Well, my official Instagram, which maybe you will be putting at the bottom, Zainea Alexandru, www.thenftist.com, Twitter, the NFTist, Instagram, the NFTist. We are YouTube, the NFTist again. We are on all platforms, but we're trying to keep as low as possible because it's hard to focus on so many things and also to give quality and real value. So we're trying not to be really everywhere, but in a few good key points.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. Thank you for coming today, Alex.
Thank you for having me.
It was an inspirational story, and all the good luck to you in building your NFTs, your magazine you're having, and hopefully any other future projects which you might.
And by the way, you are one of those first very few to know that next week we're launching the magazine of the NFTist. For the first time, we're having this and we're launching the NFTist magazine, which is going to be a great publication that we are actually working on for a long period of time, but now it's happening. So yeah, thank you so much, Ivan, for having me. Congratulations on the podcast, and I wish you only the best success.
Sure, thank you.